Welcome back for another heaping handful of science. I'm your host, Boston PhD. Joining me as always is Dr. Moon.
That sounded like a kid's show, by the way. I'm just saying.
And Monkey DDS.
Hello.
We are here to talk about our final thoughts on Ironcast, along with where we're going to rank it in the infallible and singular list of the greatest roguelikes of all time. We're going to start off with our final thoughts and the question we ask every month, which is, are we still going to play it? And let's start with you, Monkey.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this game. I was put off by the art style a little bit at first, and then
How
I
dare
just
you not
got
like
used to it.
steampunk style? How dare you?
In general, I don't like steampunk, to be honest. Too much smoke.
Right.
Okay, but how do you feel about cyberpunk?
Oh,
it's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so electricity fine, smoke not so much. I gotcha.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, like we've been saying these past 4 weeks, like the game itself is just really fun to play. Like just making those matches and using that energy to shoot and shield yourself, and like just that constant loop. It's the game is just hard.
Yeah.
It's like I actually looked at the Steam discussion board, and it's just filled with, man, this game is so hard. This game's so hard. It's like, yeah, it's pretty.
All right, so
hard.
it's not just us. That makes me feel better.
Oh, that's good. In all honesty, that reminded me of the space whaling game that we played.
Oh, yeah. Black Sea Odyssey?
Yes, because when we were playing that, I did the same thing when I jumped into the Steam discussions, and it was all like, early access players were like, yeah, this is great. And all of the new players were like, yeah, this is so hard.
Please, God. Oh, man.
What else to say? Like, I think it's just really cool game overall. Like you're upgrading your mech, that is pretty cool. I think one thing that would have been cool is like your weapons show on your mech, like all the different ones. Like that would be crazy. But I assume this is a small team, so it's like it's understandable that you only have that one art for your mech. I feel like I will play this just because it's on my Switch, so it'll just stay on there. It's not that big of a game, so maybe I can get those runs in to finally beat that second boss. And
right.
Yeah.
Moon, your final thoughts and question to our answer to our big question.
Oh, I really like this game. Like, number one, I didn't know it was roguelike when I first 4 or 5 years ago was like, that looks cool. Thanks, Giant Bomb. I'll play that at some point. I'm pretty sure it's still on my Xbox wish list. I was like, I'll get that and play that at some point because it's a match 3 like mech game. So sure, why not? Then discovering it's a roguelike was like, oh no.
Oh no, here we go.
No. Because I think we can all agree we all have a problem.
Yes.
All of us have a problem.
Yep.
I don't know how yours started, Monkey. Boston was the cause of mine.
Mine was the cause of the first Toe Jam and Earl game on the Genesis.
Yeah, that's actually curious. How did you go into roguelikes, Monkey? What was your Isaac, if you will?
I mean, Isaac.
Right.
But I think my very first one was like, there was this game on the Game Boy Color. I think I didn't know I don't think the roguelike
it didn't exist
genre
at the time.
didn't exist. But yeah, that game definitely was a roguelike. It was like, I think it was called like Azure Blue or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But it was just about getting monsters and in eggs, and then going through a tower, and if you die, you go back to the.
You played a Game Boy version of that.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was one of my first, and I played the PlayStation version. I think it was PlayStation 1.
Oh, there you go.
which is hilarious to me because I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Game Boy. It was like, no, it can't be as good as the PlayStation version.
Right.
But I think this is the proof that we all have an issue with these kind of games. Like, we
Yeah.
like them. We like to be kicked in the teeth. We like to be stomped down a few times. And every now and again, we like to succeed and rise above, kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't know if I will ever rise above this game.
Right.
Because, as we mentioned, it's a significant amount of rewiring of the way I play things and the way you think about playing things that's needed to either that or a lot of focus, which is something I'm struggling with right now, is being able to sit down and focus on something for an extended period of time.
Right.
It will stay installed. Whether or not that's just because I forget to install it or because I keep playing it every now and again is a different question.
Right.
Like, hands down, if this was on the Xbox, I'd probably play it every couple of weeks or so.
Sure.
But because I'm playing the PC version, I very rarely sit at my PC unless I'm getting subbed in or doing the show.
Right.
Like, so it's one of those things where I'll have it, and maybe every now and again I will remember to load it up and play it. But it's not gonna be a case of, because it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind. If it was in my sight, I would play it consistently. But because it's not going to be in my sight, I'd like to say I'm going to continue playing it, but I won't. I already know myself too much. It's like I don't sit in this seat and sweat my back all dripping sweat through this chair unless I have to.
Right.
So I don't know. I like it a lot, but it's so hard. It's so hard. I'm so old.
Right. my brain. I'm so old. Ironcast is why I really like doing this show, because it's a lot of like, all right, on paper, like, yeah, it's a Victorian steampunk match 3 roguelike. It's like, yeah, okay. Oh, and you fight mechs. No big deal. It's like, okay, this is probably going to be 4 weeks of just me being like, yeah, I don't like this game. It's not very good. And then probably about 10 minutes into the game, you're like, oh no, I'm in trouble. This is a good one. Oh no. Just largely echoing what you guys are saying, it works fantastically well. It's another one of those games where you go in and you're like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. I don't get how it's a roguelike, and the first time you die, and you're like, oh, okay, number 1, gotta match that coolant. Number 2, now I see the roguelike stuff. Alright, okay. Incredibly clever game. I think this is definitely one of those sleeper hits that I really wish more people played. Hopefully they do, because it was free on Epic Games Store recently. But I hope more people play it. I think it's really something cool and special and brutally difficult. And I don't know if I'll continue playing or not. It's on my PS5 and it's tiny. Probably the only reason why I won't keep playing it is if it gets pulled off of PS Now, because that's how I have it installed. But beyond that, I could see me firing it up every once in a while. Between Destiny 2 seasons, play some roguelikes.
When Boston plays all of his games.
That's right. Fit them all in then. All right, let's get here to our list here. We're going to start here at 25. So we talked about here before the show, fitted into our giant list of the best roguelikes of all time. Is Ironcast better than Galaxy?
They're about as hard as each other.
That's fair. Yeah.
They're pretty hard.
Oh, this is terrible, because I've just realized that, like, they're just as hard as each other. They both have their own distinct style.
That's right.
I like playing Ironcasts more than Galaxy.
It controls better, I guess.
Right,
well,
yeah.
For me, at least.
I think Galaxy's downside for us was always, it's trying to do like one thing too many. There's one too many things going on, either controls or transforming or whatever you have in there. I like that Ironcast is laser focused on, here's this match 3. You don't even get the cascading stuff. Like, it's just, here are your 4 bars, all your stuff. It's much more straightforward. Okay, yeah. I agree with that. Is Ironcast better than Prey Moon Crash?
Yes.
Okay. That's definitive.
I like Prey Moon Crash, but Prey Moon Crash, it plays well. It's fun to play. The thing it's always suffered from is the thing that I always say when it comes up. It's like Prey Moon Crash's biggest downside is it feels like a side project, because it kind of was.
Sure. Especially coming on the heels of Prey, which is a game you and I like a lot.
Yes. It's fine. It's fun. It's good to play. It's a pretty good roguelike, but honestly, I enjoy playing Prey more. I think Ironcast is a better roguelike.
I think that's a good point, yeah. Okay. I'll agree with that, yeah. Is Ironcast better than Downwell?
Speaking of laser focused.
Heyo.
Well, there's more to Ironcast than Downwell, so I think that's a plus in its camp.
Sure.
Yeah. And they're both really hard. I almost swore them.
I wouldn't have blamed you.
These games side by side, right. I almost swore about how difficult
got that anger. Yeah. Okay, I can agree with that, yeah. Is Ironcast better than Dungreed?
All eyes go to Monkey.
I mean, I really like both of them, right?
Yeah.
There's just a ton of variety in Dungreed, but I think Ironcast might play better.
As funny as that kind of sounds.
What was a match 3?
Yeah. I would agree with that. I feel like this one is pretty close, because I didn't 100% click with Dungreed, but one of those games I can look at on the outside and be like, yeah, that's a really well-made roguelike. Like, you guys made a really good game. But I think for me, Ironcast is, I think maybe because of its focus and maybe because of its kind of limited number of pilots and number of mechs and so on, I feel like it sort of inches out Dungreed for me a little bit.
Monkey?
Moon.
Monkey?
Moon.
Monkey? I want to know where you stand.
I mean, they're both really close in my mind, so...
Time to make the tough calls!
I'll go Ironcast.
Okay. Therefore, my opinion does not matter. Ironcast moves above Dungreed.
Is Ironcast better than the Swords of Ditto classic?
Also, for the record, I did agree with you guys. I think Ironcast takes Dungreed by a hair.
Yeah. This one.
I really like Swords of Ditto. I genuinely love that game. I genuinely love the classic version of that game.
Right. The OG Swords of Ditto.
Yeah. Well, I think the Swords of Ditto suffers from that, and the next one both suffer from the is it a roguelike kind of question.
I feel like this one's real hard.
Very stylish. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the funny thing is, I honestly probably like Swords of Ditto's art style a little bit better than Ironcast's, because I like Ironcast's style and I do like the way it looks. But for me, there isn't enough smoke. There isn't enough pipes. There isn't enough chrome and brass.
You got to lean all the way into it.
Yeah, you can't be a little steampunk. You either gotta have a chimney coming out your head, or just dress normally. It's one of the two.
Yeah, your pilot also needs to have robot legs that are steam powered. Like, we need to do all of it.
Where are the goggles? Steampunk is famous
100%.
for its goggles. Not a single pilot I saw was wearing goggles.
It's a good point.
That's a good
point. That's all right. Back down to the bottom of the list. Sorry, Ironcast. I don't know. I feel like my hesitance here, my gut feeling is that it stays here for me, just because it's not an obvious, like, oh, of course it's better than Swords of Ditto. I think they're both really great games, and I think Ironcast is probably a little bit of a better roguelike, because I don't think Swords of Ditto reset your progress as much. I think I might like Swords of Ditto like a smidge more. Like, this is just like Dungrade. Like, this is a really close one. I could maybe be convinced, but I think it stays here for me.
Okay.
Like it's somewhere in this area, right? Because
sure,
these two back to back are like really close. So yeah, I mean, right in the middle of these two, wouldn't like
sure. I could go for that. Yeah.
Yep. Sounds like we have a consensus.
All right, so then that tells me that Ironcast does not beat Darkest Dungeon.
Yup.
All right. So we're leaving, that is at spot number 21 for Ironcast. Just missing our top 20 here. Around there. It's 21. It's in between Swords of Ditto and Darkest Dungeon. So be our
hold on. That seemed like a judgment call.
That was what we just agreed to. I am.
Was it? Oh, Monkey, did you get the same as me, where it's between Swords and Dungrade?
It's somewhere in there.
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted. Which let's hash this out then. It sounds like we're not done. My thought was that it sits between Darkest Dungeon and Swords of Ditto. I think you guys are saying that it sits between Swords of Ditto and Dungrade. I'm okay with either.
I'm saying that one, Monkey. Okay. Where does it sit?
Yeah, that one. Between Swords and Dungrade.
Okay, let me scoot that back down. There we go. All right, that was my misinterpretation of the context there. So, Ironclast sits at number 22, just missing our top 20 still. But we've got 36 games in here, so sitting at 22, still pretty good. That's
not too bad.
That's a solid game. You look at our top 20, all of those are real good, and most of those I'm not good at. All right, a little piece of housekeeping here, and a little bit of unfortunate news. It's a news for me to deliver with a heavy heart that this is going to be Monkey Senior's final episode here on We Roguelike It. I wanted to turn the floor over to Monkey for any goodbyes you wanted to say.
Yeah, like I had so much fun like playing all these games and being on this show. I just thought it was the right time because I have a bunch of stuff coming up, and just life, I guess, gets in the way.
Right.
Of trying to do a show, like trying to play all these games and do the show.
Yep.
So I'll still be around, in like the TVGB Discord, and
yep.
If I have something to say about whatever these guys are playing at the time, I'll chime in there.
Yep.
I expect no less. I'll have you know. I want another secret. Oh, by the way, Monkey is a secret dev on this game kind of moment.
Right. All right. Well, we're definitely sad to see him go, Monkey, but go ahead.
And we joke, but life is complicated sometimes.
Yep.
So
it is.
It's suck not having you around because you're the one who beats all the games. So that means on top of Game Club, like beating the games, now I have to be responsible for beating the games on this show too.
Right. Yeah, it is.
My life, I hope you're happy.
It is a challenge to release all of these shows on a weekly cadence, and it is definitely understandable that that the timing of this is often pretty rough. So definitely, we'll definitely miss you, Monkey, and we'll definitely see you in the Discord going forward, and we'll see everybody next run. Bye.
Bye.